up, Lincoln?
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Apple Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. Early Break, full show ahead. Mike Schaefer in for the entire 7 o'clock hour. As always, looking forward to talking to him about the coaching search for Nebraska football, recruiting, and more. Again, get your questions in early at 402-464-5685. Watch and comment Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. The show is sponsored by Gaina Trucking. Good morning, Sip.
Good morning, Jake.
How are you?
Wonderful. I don't know. I think I weigh. Okay, idle chit chat. I think I got 5 hours of sleep. Is that enough? Is that enough sleep?
I'm probably just over that.
Is that enough?
No.
You don't think so?
Nope.
I think there's some people that would tell you it is.
You can still operate pretty high. You can operate pretty well, but later in the day it gets pretty tough.
Yeah.
Like you'll have a good morning.
Yeah.
I think about 2 o'clock you start feeling a little bit sluggish.
You are 100%.
Well,
that's exactly how
that's
I feel.
my day every day. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about my life there. So I know how it goes. You're fine in the morning. 2 o'clock hits. Well, we'll keep plugging through, but I'm slugging here. Sluggish.
Yeah. I'll probably be the day today. That's where 5-hour energy comes in, or a lot of coffee.
There you go. We got coffee here from Bagels and Joe.
Bagels and Joe. What kind of coffee is
it's
it?
a snickerdoodle.
Yeah, that's what we've been going with
for like months. But it's good.
Oh no. Oh yeah, it's really good actually. So I just go this is pure idle chit chat.
Sponsored by Newton's Lawn Care here in Lincoln.
Yeah, I just go with water for the first hour and then hit the coffee at 7. We have a lot to talk about. My God, I don't even know where to start right now.
Well, we got to start somewhere. So
let's start with Trev Alberts.
Last night, Trev Alberts was on the radio, so, and obviously that's a very interesting thing as Nebraska's still trying to hire a head coach as we get closer and closer to the end of the season. And Trev Alberts was on radio and had several things to say, including his so far on the coaching search. He says, quote, Sip, things are going well. We are where we had hoped to be, confident as we move forward. That was a quick brief from Trev Alberts on the situation right now with the head coaching search.
He said he does not have a specific date in mind for an announcement, though he is aware of the December 5 opening of the portal and the December 21 to 23 early signing period.
On that note, he says, quote, we're not going to rush a hire to make a hire, but at the same time, I recognize we're moving quickly toward when a decision will need to be made. So on that same time.
So there are things happening. Okay.
They kind of have to be happening. I mean, there's no way you can operate without things happening right now.
Right.
If there wasn't things happening, we'd be in major freakout mode, as you probably should be in major freakout mode if that's the situation.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of questions about Matt Rule, and it's been on our website, but I would say I'd watch that situation. We're watching that situation. And others. I would say, and I think I said this on I can't remember. There's so many different things. I'd watch Leipold. So yeah, it's fluid. It's fluid. I can say this. It's fluid right now. Fluid. Is that okay to say?
Well, I think it should be fluid. I mean, what else would it be?
Until there's an announcement.
Right.
It's fluid. You know what? Until there's an announcement, it's fluid. What I would say, okay, now there's things that we can say that are informative, Jake. And one of them is, and I say this with 100% certainty. Okay, as of 10 o'clock last night.
Wow.
As of 10 o'clock last night, no deal's done. No deal's done. There's no deal done. I can say that. So I just go from there.
Do you think they have their guy that they want, though?
They've narrowed it down.
Well, again, that should be the case here.
Right.
It's November 17th.
Right.
Nebraska has a game in 2 days and one more game next
Right.
Friday, and that's it. And then recruiting is important before this early signing day in December, with the transfer portal also December 5th starting up.
Mhm.
I mean, it's important to get a guy. So it had better be narrowed, like you said it is.
Yeah. So nothing we are saying is all that. I mean, it's not
Yeah, there's no breaking news.
No.
Here.
I mean, there's no. I mean, some people I think there's they've made a final decision. No, or they've made a hire. That it's done. No, it's not. It's not. But I mean, Trev said they're heading toward resolution, which they have to be.
Yes, and Trev was asked a question on radio last night by a fan.
Okay, this is where we're going to get
into
it.
What we're doing right now. We have to get into this. It's important. Okay. Trev was asked, Sip, if he could assure the Husker fans that they were not looking for a, quote, bargain coach. So money talk here. Here's Trev Alberts' response. Quote, obviously, economics are all part of the decision-making process. But I think we've been very clear. We're looking for the right fit, and we're not going to make decisions based on who we can hire to cost us the least amount of money. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I do take very seriously being a good steward of the resources of the University of Nebraska. I feel very confident we'll have the resources we need to hire the very best coach and very best fit for the University of Nebraska, end quote. This is what I ask you, 464-5685. I was talking about this before we even had this Trev Alberts discussion today. Mm-hmm. My question to you is this. Does anyone in the state really care about how much Nebraska gives their new head coach? 464-5685. So here's the deal, Sip. Everybody in the state, everybody, yes, well, not most of the people will say Nebraska has lots of money.
They do.
They can hire whoever they want.
It does. It can.
Okay. But then you get pushback when you hear an announcement about how much money a coach is getting, saying, wow, that's a lot of money. Yeah. You can't have both sides here. What side are you on, fans?
Okay. There's a fairly easy answer in my mind. Now, I don't know. I don't speak for the people. You do.
I do that. Yeah. It's my job.
I don't speak for anybody.
That to me.
I don't speak for anybody but myself, generally. I just say, Jake, as long as the money is within reason, either way.
What's reason? Okay. See, that's where we go. If you say, fans, which is true, that Nebraska has a lot of money, which is true, then what is in reason for a lot of money for a coach?
Then I would counter with it depends on who you're talking about. With Urban Meyer, within reason, $9 million a year.
I think more than that.
Okay. Well,
Mel Tucker's getting 9.5.
Right. And who's got a better resume?
Urban Meyer by $1 million.
Right. Okay. So within reason, $10 million. I'm not now to me that anything above $10 million, I'm saying, what are we doing?
Even
here?
with Urban Meyer?
Yeah.
So is Mel?
You can backload it a little bit. You can backload it, Jake. I mean, and it can escalate. There can be escalators there. No, 10. That's
what's Jimbo getting? 10 a year at Texas A&M?
A little, just shy of 10.
And whose resume is better, Jimbo or Urban Meyer?
I get it, but I'm telling you, within reason at Nebraska, not Texas A&M. Within reason at Nebraska, which is different than Texas A&M. Remember. This isn't Texas A&M.
I understand that.
We don't have oil money.
No, but we have a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
And there'd be more money flowing in if the fan base sees a successful program.
Okay, so something out of reason. Lance Leipold gets the job, and we pay him $10 million. No.
Excessive.
Lance Leipold gets the job, we pay him $9 million. Excessive. Lance Leipold gets the job, we pay him $8 million. Excessive. Lance Leipold gets the job, we pay him $7 million. Okay, now
that's probably
now you're getting in. Now you're getting near it. You know,
Frost was at $5 million when he was hired. $5 million a year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, got cut to $4 million.
Yes,
hello.
Deservedly so for the performance on the field,
right, for sure. So, yeah, Lance at $7 million would seem borderline excessive to me. You don't need to pay him.
But at $6 million, you're fine with that, right?
I'd be getting into Lance would kill me for doing this, but yeah,
you're cutting into my money. Come on,
cutting into his
get out my pocketbook, man.
Right. Okay, so name another coach. Luke Fickell, $7 million. Okay,
more.
Okay.
Guy was in the playoff last year.
Okay,
The
7-5,
playoff.
8. See, it's different for different peoples that we're establishing here. But I think most people could agree on a threshold that's within reason. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you hope that Trev doesn't lowball people, because he doesn't need to lowball people, right? He doesn't need to lowball anybody.
The money is not a problem here.
Right. Don't lowball anybody. I mean, you don't need to.
But with that being said, if a coach thought that Trev was lowballing him, and we don't know what money that could be. Let's say hypothetically that, like, okay, let's go to Lance Leipold. Let's say that it's announced that he gets hired for $9 million a year.
Oh my God.
Here's what the concern
people would be. Oh my God.
Here's what comes to my brain, saying, my God, I mean, no one wants the job at that point. You got to pay Lance $9 million to come to Nebraska. It took that much.
Yeah, that's
to get someone to come here.
Outlandish.
That would be my first thought. It wouldn't be Nebraska overpaid, but that'd be true. It'd be, wow, you had to go that far to get a coach.
My second thought would be, okay, how much you got to pay his assistants?
Yep.
I mean, are you going to pay them $7 million as a group? You about have to. I mean, I think that conversation is almost as important as the head coach conversation.
Oh, absolutely it is. You got to have a big pool for assistant coaches. Have to.
And that pool is interesting. That discussion's interesting. Here's why. If it's Matt Rule, the pool for assistants is probably going to be much more than Lance Leipold. I mean, Matt Rule has had assistants with more experience that have had higher paying jobs, higher paying salaries than Lance. So Rule would be more expensive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
He and his assistants. So I don't know. Does that matter to Trev is the question.
Well, Trev,
how much does it
go
matter?
back to that quote that he has said? He says, economics are part of the decision-making process, but I think we've been very clear. We're looking for the right fit. We don't need to make decisions based on who can hire to cost us the least amount of money.
Right. So at the end of the day,
but he wants to be a good steward of the resources Nebraska has, he says.
I get the good steward thing, but nobody cares at the end of the year if we have a bunch of millions of dollars in reserves at Nebraska, but you didn't get the right coach. Nobody's going to say, Trev, good job. We got millions in reserves. Nice. But we're still 3-9.
Right.
Or 4-8 or 5-7. Good job on the reserves, but we're not winning.
The money,
nobody goes to nobody assesses ADs based on how he's doing financially.
No.
Not really.
No.
As long as it's again, within reason. As long as he doesn't throw us into deep debt. I come on. I mean,
but people will push back and say, well, hang on. What's Trev's history as an AD? He slashed programs at UNO for financial reasons here.
Apples and oranges.
He's trying to make a good decision financially for the university.
Apples and oranges here.
I'm just trying to speak for that side of the fan base, that portion. That
exists.
And
academia is a part of this too. Academia will raise its eyebrows, but that's a small thing. I think most fans, because of all the losing, are much more open to the idea of overpaying if you have to.
If
because
it's the right coach,
yes. Right, exactly. Because of all the losing, because of what we recognize now, there's no guarantee here. And we're in rough waters. I think people are more, okay, I'm speaking for the people now. I think the fans will be, yeah, I am. I'm speaking for the people now. I think most fans will be more open to the idea of paying a lot of money for a head coach.
Well, yeah, they should.
I don't know if that would have been the case in 2003.
Well, no, things have changed.
Right. Dramatically.
The whole coaching money has changed in general since 2003.
Money's changed in general, but I'm saying even relative to that situation in 2003, if you would have overpaid a coach back then, people say, why we don't have to do this. We don't have to do this at Nebraska. In 2003, I think you would have got a lot more of that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
fine.
A lot more.
2 years removed from playing in a national championship, and in recently having all those championships in the 90s.
2 years removed, or not that far removed from a very conservative head coach who did make a lot of money.
Right.
I think the mindset is evolved toward pay what you got to pay here. Pay what you got to pay.
So go back to, again, we talked about money. hypothetically, if Nebraska, you heard, gave Urban Meyer a $12 million a year contract. Here's what I say. Is that a lot of money? Yes, it is, but it's showing you are actually committed to try to get this thing back off the ground in a big way and quickly.
That feels too big to me. 12 million.
That's not going to happen. That's a hypothetical. That's not going to happen. But in that situation, my eyes would go like, whoa, eyebrows would go way up on that one. Say, dang.
It would.
But I'd say they got Urban freaking Meyer.
I know, but I don't know if I want my eyebrows to go up like that. You could get him at a more reasonable price. I get what you're saying.
If Mel Tucker's getting $9.5 million a year at Michigan State, Urban could get $12 million here. I'm sorry. The resumes aren't even close.
They're still Jake.
What?
We're a conservative state. We don't. That's not the way we operate. Right?
It's not. But we're also a desperate state.
Yeah, but we don't. Desperation is not a good look.
Well, you're desperate though. Well, is it a good look? Yeah, it's not a good look. But that's
we have to retain our dignity. I mean, come on, dignity.
It's like you're paying Matt Rule $12 million a year. That would be a question of dignity. In my situation, Urban Meyer's a way better coach than Matt Rule is.
Anyway, back to the topic.
Just trying to point that out.
Right.
The question was this: 464-5685. Does anybody out there listening, or fans in general, really care about how much money Nebraska gives their next coach and his assistants?
It's a great question, and it was on somebody's mind last night on that radio, because that guy called in with a pretty pointed question. He called in with a pointed question. You know, are you going to? I don't know what I can't.
Well,
look at the question.
The question was this:
what? Help me. Help me.
Can you assure Nebraska fans you're not looking for a quote bargain head coach?
Right. Somebody's worried about that out there. There is an undercurrent of that concern out there, I would say. Because of Trev, he always says, I want to be a good steward. He says that all the time. So the question becomes, in my mind, is Trev more interested in being, how much emphasis does he put on being a businessman versus just an AD? Okay. Now they're intertwined to a certain degree, but I don't want it to be too far on the business side. You know, you're not trying to win the balance sheet. That's not what this is, right? You got to be a good steward. Yes. You got to be a good steward. But again, that's not what we're tracking here, Jake. Tracking wins and losses.
Yep.
We're not tracking money saved. Nobody does that. Nobody does that.
No.
Money in the coffers. I don't care. You know what we care about.
Yeah. And go back to what you've been saying a lot recently, which I agree with, is that Trev should not be hiring the most popular coach for Nebraska fans.
No.
You need to hire the best coach.
Yeah, you can't worry about that right now. No, that's easier said than done.
Sure it is.
It is. It is.
But in this instance, though, for example, the most popular coach, this is why that question is brought up about, are you going to hire a bargain coach? In Nebraska fans' mind, the most popular coach might cost a lot more than what Trev believes is the best fit. Yeah. And that could be seen as lowballing by a fan, right? Oh, you didn't want to pay this guy because you didn't want to pay that much money. You went for this guy because he's less. That's why that question is brought up by a fan.
Oh, sure. Callers.
464-5685. Call or text as always. If you can hear us, you're on early break. Who do we have here? Go ahead.
Paul.
Can you hear us, caller?
Paul.
Hello.
Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah,
we're there.
What's your name?
Paul.
Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
I think we need to pay what we got to pay. And, what you're saying, Sip's right. With the right coach, that's a big part of it. But the Big Ten just signed a $7 billion TV contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
More importantly, we're paying, $32 million to fired coaches right now?
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of change.
It is.
And not only that, but the football world is better when Nebraska is good. I don't think too many people are going to argue with that. And we're at the point now where we got to get the right guy in here and we got to get the right person going. We're at a crossroads and it's looking like we're getting into obscurity. So, like you said, Sip, I get it. We got to have the right guy, but if we got to pay Irvin $12 million, I say we do it because we need the right coaches here. But it doesn't matter if we're saving money, because if we're not good, then the money's not coming in. That's where it's at.
That's a good point.
We got to win. We got to get the right guy.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Paul.
That's my point, is that, it might be expensive for a coach like that, but the money will pour in. It will, especially if he wins right away, the money will pour in.
Right.
So the reserves will be filled back up immediately.
You spend money to make money usually. And that's a good example. And by the way, for people who are just tuning in, we're just using Urban Meyer as an example. Hypothetical. There's no Urban Meyer smoke at all.
No, there's not. It's just a money conversation about what would you be willing to pay.
Right. Most of the smoke is behind Rule. And then we'll go from there. Okay, another call.
Next up, if you could hear us early break, go ahead. Who do we have here?
Good morning, fellas.
Oh,
How
boy.
are
It's
you?
Vince.
Vince.
Vince in Napa, California.
What do you got, Vince?
Let's see what.
What do you got?
See, before I go into the coaching conversation, Sip, you'd be happy with the discussion I had in my family last night, because my younger daughter, who plays club volleyball, she tried out earlier this week and got her team assignment, and I congratulated her. You know what I told her? I said, honey, congratulations. Now go out there, bloody knuckles all damn season.
You did.
Boy, I'm sure she was inspired.
She smiled at me and she said, hell yeah, Daddy.
Well done.
Thank you for that, Vince.
Anyhow, back to regular for
Yes, back.
Now she knows the whole bloody knuckles thing in our house.
Okay.
She doesn't hear me in the morning, but she knows about it, as do all of my kids and my wife. But as for the coaching search, now I'm sticking with what I talked about on Twitter, Sip. I'm still banking on Vince from Napa, California. I mean, after all, it's Twitter. We can start cockamamie rumors, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
we can. But anyhow, though, on a more serious note, though, I mean, the whole thing about, the length of time of the coaching search, I mean, to me, the plus side of it is it gives you time to do your diligence. But the minus side is it also gives you time to find flaws in every coach that you're supposedly seeking out. And and everybody has their own idea about who Trev's bringing in. My whole thing is this: it's like, all right, he with the help of several other people, reluctantly gave Frost a mulligan at the end of the 21 season. So that being said, he's probably had his time, to think about all the the various people that he has wanted to bring in. Now, one guy that I still maintain to this day is not out of the question, and you can say this is a hot take, but I still maintain that Mark Stoops isn't out of the equation.
Okay.
Out of the equation. I still feel that way, because Mark Stoops, because if you look at where he's at with Kentucky, he's done a very good job there. But I also think that Mark Stoops also has a ceiling on how high he's going to go at Kentucky. Because think about it. The great Paul Bear Bryant eventually had to realize that he was only going to go so far at Kentucky. I mean, you had Adolph Rupp.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I'm only going to go so far at Kentucky. I have to go to Alabama. At some point, Mark Stoops is going to realize that as well. Now, the only downside to Mark Stoops is that, since he's a Youngstown boy, he's a Pelini boy, and I know it's a different regime, he's going to look at it and say, well, they did my guy Pelini wrong, so do I really want to go there? But I still think he's in play. But one way or the other, we're going to have resolution. I don't think this is another Steve Peterson, because, Steve Peterson fired a guy that won 9 games and didn't know where the hell he was going. Whereas Trev, if nothing else, Mickey is his ace in the hole, where if all else fails, I don't know if Mickey is Trev's number one guy. He may be, he may not.
He's not.
But if
He's
nothing
not.
else,
No, he's not the number
He's
one
not.
guy. No, hell no.
well, maybe not, Sip.
No, he's
but
not.
Okay,
Not maybe
yeah,
not. He's not. Okay. I mean,
Okay, yeah, but let's put it this way: Mickey, if nothing else, is Trev's ace in the hole, whereas Steve never had an ace in the hole. But I'll tell you one thing, though:
okay.
we still have a game to play, whether people realize it or not. And Wisconsin has beaten us every year since 2012. Iowa's beaten us every year since 2014. This season's not going anywhere. But you know what?
What?
We still want something to feel good about.
Yeah.
And you want to know something?
What?
Come Saturday morning.
Oh, jeez.
Come Saturday morning. Bloody Marys and all.
Oh, God.
We go out there and we fight with bloody knuckles. And when it's time to kick off, it's time to kick ass. Let's go.
Okay, Vince. I think he's right about Stoops in Kentucky, and that Stoops can't do much more at Kentucky, but there is no smoke behind the name Stoops at Nebraska.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name at
No.
all. I mean,
Nope.
besides fans bringing it
Yeah.
up, we haven't heard anything.
No, there's not much there. There's not much there.
Which, again, there has been – Mike Riley had no smoke behind his name at all. There's nothing there.
That's true. That's true.
There was no one
that's
in their right mind mentioned him as a candidate.
No, they didn't. He
So
was
I
not.
guess that means nothing when all is said and
Right.
done.
I know where there's some smoke. But I don't think Stoops is coming up right now. And Mickey, I mean, yeah, fall back, I guess. I mean,
He's an option, but he's not the
Right.
top option.
right. He slid down a little bit.
Again, at this point, if Mickey is hired as the head coach, you feel like something went terribly wrong in the process.
Or just wrong, maybe not terribly wrong.
Almost terribly wrong.
Wrong. Didn't get your number 1 or 2
Or
or
3 or 4 or 5.
Not easy. We don't know that. But I'd say you didn't get your top. I would safely say top 2.
And that's with me saying I like Mickey Joseph.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
I
shot
know.
at him.
It's not. No, we
That's
both
not what I
like it.
mean by that.
No, I think Mickey's doing a great job.
I do
Mickey's
too.
saying, I mean, Mickey has a good idea of what he needs to get done here, and he's verbalizing that. You want to do this call?
We got a lot of more calls too. Yeah, the lines are still jacked.
Okay, let's
Should we
do
keep
it.
going? Can
Yeah.
you hear us? Nope.
Nope, not that one. Try the next one.
Okay, if you can hear us, you're on early break. Go ahead. Who do we have here?
This is Brett.
Brett. Hey, Brett.
Brett,
Going.
nice to hear from you.
I'm calling to talk about your guys' conversation about paying coaches what they deserve.
Perfect.
And I am on the same mind of you, Jake, of paying Urban Meyer 11, 12 million a year, because that's a coach that's earned it.
Let's go.
Mhm.
We are a university that's sitting at staring 7 losing seasons in 8 years. It's time to start taking this program more seriously. This isn't just hiring the right coach. This is getting fans excited about next year and the future. And more importantly, extending the sellout streak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you're right. And I'm not. I
All right,
mean,
Brett, thanks for the phone
yeah.
call.
Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Brett. Now listen, we're splitting hairs a little bit. I'm okay with paying Urban Meyer a truckload of money.
Well, but your truckload stops somewhere. Though.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
Mine stops just shy. I don't know where it stops. I mean, I'm not out of. We're not misaligned on this. Maybe just a little bit. You just have to tinker with the alignment a little bit. But no, I get where you come from. By the way, the game on Saturday, according to Trev on the radio last night, is near a sellout. He expects it to be sold out. A few tickets remain. So expect a sellout.
Okay.
That's what Trev said.
It's gonna be cold. Very cold.
Yes. This is Nebraska, Jake. It's
Yeah, we're
November
used to it.
and
Yeah,
it's cold.
that's right.
I mean, this is the way it goes. This is the way it usually works. It's late November and it's cold.
Yep.
It's the Big Ten and it's cold.
We know you guys have thoughts. We're going to go to break, but you guys can call and text during the break if you want to come on for the next segment. 402-464-5685. More discussion on the coaching search and what's next. An early break in the ticket.
It's football season, and that you're like calm me down during the games so I don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him too and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD done right.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day workweek schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
We're still as busy as we've ever been. Across the country, you may see a small slowdown, but in Lincoln, Nebraska, we're not slowing down.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
Our Southwest Lincoln development is just going great as we keep growing in Southwest Lincoln. Down the road, we'll have a new school, so that's exciting. We also have a new development out in East Lincoln over by Hillcrest Country Club. Just a real neat subdivision because it features trees, great views. If you're concerned about interest rates, many lenders in town offer extended lock periods. So it's worth contacting a lender and asking them about an extended lock. That's a big deal.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Maximize your savings with Bryant. Bryant offers efficient heating and cooling system options to help you save on your monthly utility bill. If you act now, their team will secure all available rebates to maximize your savings. Hurry, these rebates are for a limited time only. Call Bryant. Ask for a free estimate to save and improve your comfort. 467-1111. Online at BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
At Allo, we think you deserve the fiber things in life. Like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Go to allofiber.com/fiberthings and switch today.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations. Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
You already know what your New Year's resolution is going to be. Get fit, lose weight, build muscle. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is here to help. Get the new year started off right with the Farrell's 10-Week Challenge. And this Black Friday, you can get in with the best price of the year. Join the Winter 10-Week Challenge for just $199. That's over half off the regular price. Head to fxblincoln.com to sign up to be reminded when the sale goes live and to get exclusive early access. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. at 40th and Yankee Hill, or now at their brand new location at 70th and Vine.
This
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Again, you can call or text 402-464-5685. Watch and comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. The show sponsored by Gaina Trucking. Saw this before we move on to more Nebraska stuff.
Football.
Yeah, football. It is football. That was obnoxious. I don't think that Chryst Klieman is going to be in the conversation here.
No, thank you for bringing this up.
He's on the verge of a contract extension at Kansas State. He's one win away from, for sure, an extension, getting to 9 wins on the season. But he's under contract through 2026 right now. But every time he leads the Wildcats to 8 or more regular season victories, the season culminates in a bowl game. His contract is automatically extended by 1 year at a salary of $4.3 million. So we're about to get there. Now, again, if you paid Chryst Klieman $9 million, maybe he listens here.
That would be unreasonable.
What's unreasonable what's reasonable for Chryst Klieman?
If he's making 4.3 or
4.3,
yeah, it's 6, I'd say.
Right now he's making 3.5. Actually, now that will increase to $4 million next year and 4.3 every remaining year of the deal.
I mean, we're just playing AD here, but I'd say 5.5 to 6 million would be the reasonable, but that's not happening. Klieman's not going to be Nebraska.
I don't think. Yeah, he's not.
No, Chryst Klieman's not going to be Nebraska's next head coach.
Saddens me. I like Chryst Klieman.
I know
a
you
lot.
do.
You know, I'm a big Chryst Klieman fan.
Yeah.
Big.
I know. I'm with you on that. If they name Chryst Klieman, I'd be okay with it, but it's not happening. Yeah. Okay. Mickey Joseph also was on radio last night. Mickey Joseph, interim head coach for Nebraska. There's an 11-year-old caller who asked Mickey about Nebraska's quarterback plan for Saturday, 11:07 a.m. against Wisconsin. Right now, Mickey said, it looks like Casey Thompson will be ready to go. Hello. Now, then he tempered it. We'll still go day by day with him, but today he looked really good. Now, how does that change your outlook on the game?
Brings a level of intrigue. I mean, I think right now, speaking to most people, if Casey does not play, there's just a level of doom because of what you've seen with the backups.
There is. I hate
like that. That's not me being over the top. It's the fact that this offense has scored 25 points in the last 3 games combined.
Mm-hmm.
They're not moving the football. They're not scoring.
No, I know.
So that against a good defense.
It's a good defense. It's not great defense. It's a good defense.
They're top 20 in the nation. It's a good defense.
It's good. It's not as good as last year.
They had 100. They gave up Iowa 146 yards.
I talked to Patricus yesterday.
Jeff Patricus, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, good friend of ours,
and he said the words, "It's a good defense. It's not as good as last year's because they lost those 2 inside linebackers to the NFL."
Yeah. Chenal and Leo Chenal.
And he, by the way, good news for you. I mean, I guess
me,
not good news for you because you love Iowa, but he said Iowa's offensive line is awful. That explains why Wisconsin had 6 sacks against Iowa. He said their offense is obviously awful, but their offensive line is awful.
And they still are likely to win the Big Ten West. Now they got to beat Minnesota this weekend.
Got to beat Minnesota, Jake. Are you really picking Iowa to beat Minnesota?
Yes.
Whoa.
What have we said on this show? Again, I don't like Iowa. I know it sounds like I do. I respect them. You just said yourself on Monday, Iowa has won 13 straight games in the month of November. They just win in this month.
It's going to be like 17
degrees.
Did
Minnesota impress you when they came to Lincoln here? They look good to you? No, they didn't.
They
looked
okay.
very subpar, average at best.
No, they looked okay.
They looked extremely average, ordinary.
Yeah.
Ordinary.
Well, that's Iowa, too.
Well, sure.
But except, I will give you this, not ordinary on defense, Iowa. Elite.
Minnesota's defense is good. It's not Iowa good though.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Iowa's.
Yeah, so advantage
Yeah,
Iowa.
yeah.
Iowa's special teams are better than Minnesota's. They have two phases that are better than Iowa.
Who was the best player in the field?
Probably Minnesota with Ibrahim,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But then you got Cooper DeJean just making plays all over the place as a
here's
punt
the thing.
returner and defensive
You
back.
almost got me kind of convinced here. Ibrahim's like that whole notion of, well, they have the best players negated by the fact he's running into the best defense, one of the best defenses in the country.
I think
will Ibrahim get 100 against Iowa? That's a good question.
Iowa's going to win that game.
Anyway, Mickey.
Sorry, how do we get to Iowa talk?
Right now, he said it via Wisconsin. Right now, that's how he got into it, via Wisconsin. Right now, it looks like Thompson will be ready to go, according to Joseph. He also talked about how Tom Osborne meets with him every Monday at 10:30. Osborne is a good influence. Joseph says this: he's still sharp and still understands what this program needs to start winning again. Then Mickey says the magic words: we got to get back to the trenches, get big boys in here on the offensive and defensive lines, get some depth in there, and get a competitive roster. See, Mickey has
He gets it. He
He
completely understands.
He gets it.
Which is why, again, we pointed out last segment that he's unlikely to get the head coaching job. But if he were to get it, it's because he understands what it's going to take here, and he can recruit good players.
More from Mickey getting it.
Yeah.
Here's more from Mickey getting it on the radio last night. He said assistants should always have a plan if they're going to serve as a head coach. He says this: one of the things I wanted to do is bring back the physicality, that we're going to be physical again. We're going to run the ball and stop the run. Mickey is saying all the right things. Now, Tom Osborne, I mean, when Frost was hired, I talked to Tom about that Nebraska's got to bring back the physicality. Tom was all about that. Frost didn't do it. He didn't do it. He did not do it.
No. But didn't we see that coming, though, possibly from him?
A little bit.
Was his UCF offense physical?
No, but
was Oregon's offense overly physical?
But he said, I mean, yeah, I don't remember what he said. It was a long time ago.
He said he wanted.
Yeah, he had Royce Freeman at Oregon, and Royce Freeman's a big back, and they ran the hell out of him. Okay, they did. I mean, he had 1,500 yard seasons, Jake. More than that. He went to 1,600 yards. I always bring up Royce Freeman. They ran him at Oregon. Frost was part of that.
But I'm not denying that. But what was the type of offense, though?
Well, I mean,
it was just line them up physical and just.
Well, obviously they
middle.
were hammering the power game. Royce Freeman's a big back. I mean, probably a lot of power.
He would have been a good Big Ten back. That's for sure.
Oh man, beauty.
You love Royce Freeman.
Oh,
you love
God.
it. One of your favorites.
Yeah,
over the years.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was Mickey on radio. So Casey's in. We could be seeing Casey Thompson on Saturday. That's the big takeaway. Not that anybody seems to care about this game right now, but that helps a little bit in that regard, right?
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, if in terms of fan optimism and hope, if Casey's playing, you have some hope.
Yeah, and I don't want to say. Listen, I'm gonna retract what I just said. People care about this game. Okay, the tickets are sold. They'll be. I don't think it'll be jam packed, but it's a sellout. It will be a sellout, according to Trev. Few tickets remain. Obviously, people care about it. It's senior day. That's another thing. There's some things in this world that confuse me. Let me get to this. Mickey said between 28 and 30 guys will be honored on Saturday, including the 12 players who have exhausted their eligibility. 28 to 30 guys are going to walk on senior day? What the hell? Yeah, who are we talking
What guys
about?
are you talking about here? These walk-ons or backups we haven't seen before?
Or just guys.
Trey Palmer's not walking.
Guys are on the fence.
Garrett Nelson's not walking.
Yeah, guys who are on the fence. Like, I wonder if O'Shawn Mathis is walking.
Possibly.
We're just junior. But as Mickey pointed out this year, A lot of guys walk twice, maybe walk 3 times. You know, I mean, COVID jacked it all up. It's fine. I don't care who walks and who doesn't, but sometimes when you're watching this, don't just automatically assume that guy walking who's a junior is not going to be back next year. He might be back next year. Colton Feast walked last year. He's going to walk again.
He walked last year?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walk as many times as you want to.
Yeah.
I'll be back. We'll do it again next year.
Yeah. Senior day's doesn't have quite the impact he once did.
Okay, here's a text I want to read before we get to break and Rick Heyman. This is from Joe on the text line. Joe P. You mentioned Tom Osborne has been in discussion with Mickey Joseph.
He talks to Mickey every Monday at 10:30.
All right. Well,
a.m.
Joe P says this. I love Osborne, who will always have influence of the school team Husker Nation. But if he was in tune with what it takes for Nebraska to get back to winning, where has he been for the last 8 to 9 years?
I don't know. It depends if the head coach is willing to listen to him.
Why wouldn't you want to listen to him?
Because here's why. I'll give you an example. I mean, I know Bo Pelini pretty well because Bo Pelini wanted to do things the way he wanted to do things. There's a lot of people when you're a head coach that try to tell you how to do things, right? There are. Now, if you're a good head coach, you stick to what you think is right, right? You don't just sign off on what even Tom Osborne says. I would be inclined that way, but not everybody is. Strong leaders don't necessarily just say, okay, I'll do what you say, coach. No, I mean, they have ways. They're in that chair because they have strong beliefs about the way to operate. That makes sense?
It does.
I knew Bo. I know how Bo thought about that. Yeah, I respect Tom Osborne, but I'm the head coach. I'm the one in the chair here. You know, does that make sense?
It makes sense.
I think Scott was a little bit that way, Jake. I think Scott was a little bit that way.
It didn't work out well for Scott Frost.
No, I know.
He could have used some more advice, probably.
Yeah. Hell, he could have used my advice, let alone Tom.
Joe says, he follows up, says, it's Tom freaking Osborne. Strong leaders would want the education from a national championship winning coach.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, for sure you'd listen. I mean, and maybe take elements of it. Yeah, but people are people. They're complicated. You know? I don't know how that's going to
Just like us, we're complicated.
Yeah.
Not that complicated, though. We're actually pretty simple people here.
Speak for yourself.
We're simple people. Rick Heyman's Song of the Day is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Your car. It's filled with a few nicks. Straight and repaired at Renew Your Auto. They offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, stent repair, washes and designers, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
This is Lindsay Teal from the Nebraska golf team. If you're looking for a Christmas gift for the avid golfer in your life, don't give them something they can't even use until spring. Get them the gift of indoor golf from Double Eagle Golf. Grab a gift card for a stocking stuffer or give the gift of a membership and let them golf all year long. Their space is also perfect for Christmas parties, corporate events, birthday parties, or anything else. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
It's tailgate season. Why would you bounce around from place to place for all your beverage needs when you could have it all in one place? Wine, Beer, and Spirits has everything for your parties with their 3 locations in Omaha. It's the largest liquor store in the state, and here's the best part. You can get a drink from their bar and walk around with it as you shop for all your tailgate necessities. Locally owned and operated, it's Wine, Beer, and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Casey's General Stores is giving away 2 tickets to each Nebraska football home game this season. To enter, just head to any Casey's General Store location in Lincoln during the football season, scan the QR code at the front counter, and fill out the online form. One winner will be chosen at random 2 days before that week's game. So head over to Casey's, stock up on all your tailgating snacks and drinks, and register to win 2 tickets to a Nebraska football game, brought to you by Casey's General Store and 93.7 The Ticket.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're like me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products to help calm you down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other things. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
At Allo, we think you deserve the fiber things in life, like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Go to allofiber.com/fiberthings and switch today.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by a relationship you can count on.
Cloudy skies this morning should give way to partly cloudy skies by this afternoon. We'll see a high of 34, but temperatures could fall this afternoon with northwest winds gusting over 25. Tonight, clearing and cold with a low down to 10, a high tomorrow of only around 25. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Move over, Jake.
I'm moving. Jeez.
Thursdays, man. The one knowledge and Jake dream of.
This is the golden era. You would hear this on any radio station. You know, it wasn't like now. Okay. You know, you got country, you got rock. They didn't have that then. You heard everything.
A man who knows a good song when he hears it, just much as a good diamond when he sees it.
You get a diamond!
Yes, I do get a diamond. I get a diamond, and that makes me happy.
It's time for Rick Heyman's Song of the Day, sponsored by Sartor Heyman Jewelers on Early Nick on 93.7 The Ticket.
I used to follow, yeah, that's true. But my following days are over. Now I just gotta follow through. And I remember what my father said. He said, son, life is simple. It's either cherry red or midnight blue. Oh, midnight blue.
Song of the day, Midnight Blue by Lou Graham. 464-56851 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on Rick Heyman's Sartor Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
When I win your heart, I'm gonna paint it cherry red. I don't wanna talk about it. What you do to me, I can't live without it. And you might think that it's much too soon for us to go this far into the midnight blue. Oh, It's midnight blue.
Once again, your song of the day, Midnight Blue by Lou Graham, 464-56851 1 is bad, 10 is good. Texture rating on Rick Heyman, Starter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
Lou Graham. He'll get into who Lou Graham is. He was a lead singer for some band. I'm going to guess Foreigner. I'm guessing.
That sounds right.
I'm guessing.
We'll get. We'll hear. Rick
It's a
will tell us.
great
That
song.
sounds right.
It's a great song. I've always liked it. Sounds great in headphones. Sounds great on your truck radio. Thank you for playing that, Jim. That's a 9. I've always been jacked up by that.
I never heard the song before.
Oh, you're
no,
kidding
think so.
me. You're
I liked
kidding
it.
me.
Yeah, that's a sound that I like, though. I'm not going to go a 9, but I'll go an 8.1.
Okay,
it's pretty good still.
You've never.
I've never heard that song, and I listen to a lot of music.
I know you do. Lou Graham.
Yes, we're joined now by Rick Heyman, Starter Heyman Jewelers. Good morning, Rick. Good song today.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. How are we today?
We're doing well.
Good, thank you.
I cannot believe you've never heard that song.
I can't either.
Not that I can recall.
That's
Rick.
strange.
That is stunning.
Yeah, a lot of airplay. Jake.
I don't.
Now, most of this trivia I can do without any notes because this is a fascinating story. I'll try and make it brief. Lou was the lead singer with Lou and Mick Jones formed Foreigner.
You were right, Sip. Good job.
Okay. And he was the voice of Foreigner, and they co-wrote most every song. Now, Lou, if you've ever seen Foreigner or seen videos of Foreigner, looks like a total stud, and he was. I mean, the guy was amazing. I put him in the rock and roll studly lead vocalist category, about 2 steps below Steve Perry, maybe 3 steps, but up there like that.
Okay.
That's how good he was.
Yeah.
But he was really a vulnerable and kind of a tragic character of rock and roll. He and Mick didn't get along, and they co-wrote pretty much everything together.
Huh.
And they got big, and a lot of money got flowing, and they got greedy. Well, Mick got greedy, and there's several videos out there you can watch about what transpired
What happened?
between the two of them when they wrote the song Waiting for a Girl Like You, which we may play in the near future, which became this humongous #1 hit all over the world and made them all, tons and tons of money. He said that they would finish an album, they would go sit down, and on Post-it notes, they would write out how much they felt each of them deserved for each song, what percentage.
Yeah.
So on that song, which Lou sang spectacularly, and all of his songs, he wrote down 60% Mick, 40% Lou, and then Mick wrote back 90% Mick, 10% Lou.
Oh boy.
And then Lou wrote back 95% Mick, 5% Lou, and Mick said no, 100% Mick, and that was the end of Foreigner.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh man.
That was the end. I mean, he just screwed him out of everything, and he's still bitter to this day. It's really sad what happened to him, but he brought this song to Mick before they broke up, and Mick said it's no damn good.
Really?
He said no, no good, because he just couldn't stand Lou. I mean, they hated each other at that point.
Oh, God.
And he talks about how he wrote this song with that guitar riff. He doesn't even play guitar, but he figured out that riff, and it turned out to be a huge hit. It made it all the way up to, I think, #5 on the charts. Anything Lou sings is great, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is totally amazing. He's had a brain tumor. He became a born-again Christian. He is still around.
Is he?
So, yeah, it's amazing. So with that in mind, let's talk about Liberace Sipper here
here we go.
after yesterday's question in the game show.
That's right.
Is Lou Graham's real name Louis Bernardi, Lou DeLuca, or Lou Grammatico?
Lou DeLuca.
Oh, man, it's a CZ.
Oh.
It's Louis Grammatico.
Okay.
Short and Graham.
I like the name DeLuca.
Yeah. that's a good name. How many members total has Foreigner had over the years? Under, less, or more than 22?
Definitely less. I'll take the diamond.
You get a diamond, including Bonham, the drummer, who is the son of John Bonham, Jason Bonham, from the Zeppelin gang.
Yeah, yeah.
And I already blew this one, so I'll just give it. No, I'll just say, is he younger or older than 72?
Oh.
No. Yeah, okay.
You didn't blow it.
I blew it.
I think he's younger.
Another CZ, 72. I'm reading
It was a push. It was a push.
Yeah, you said it. Yeah, okay. Well, that was unfair. I should get a diamond.
Yeah, we get a half.
You should. I'll give you a diamond.
Oh, that's
Thank
very
you.
kind
Thank
of
you.
Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
Well, Rick, what's going on
Hey,
right
by the way,
now?
real quick, I'm going to make you up a bedazzled Liberace T-shirt. And
Yes.
if you get 100%, you got to wear that.
Oh,
one
heck
of these
yeah.
days.
I look forward to that, Rick. I want to see that shirt.
What are you talking about? A bedazzled Liberace T-shirt?
Yes.
I'm confident in my manhood. I can do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can pull it off. You can pull it off, Sip. Absolutely. Yeah. What's going on right now, Rick? At Starter Heyman.
Hey,
Rick.
right on. Starting today, we have our Beat the Rush special. Guys, look, if she tells you she doesn't want anything, she's lying. Christmas is coming. This is the best promotion I think we do all year. We got 50% off all diamond studs. This is so easy. All you got to do is go to our website, starterheyman.com. You text a number over there. You reserve your pair. You come in and pick it up. We'll even ship them to you and wrap them. Diamond stud earrings are always a winner. They're easy. It's simple. Get it done. Then you're done. We also have our beautiful Heartland diamonds on sale right now. You got to come in and see those. Those out on our website at starterheyman.com. Hey, we've been the best of Nebraska for 30 plus years for a reason. Check us out, starterheyman.com, on Facebook at Starter Heyman, and I'll post some more interesting things about Lou Graham on my personal Facebook at Rick Heyman.
Rick, always great stuff. Thanks for the time. We will chat with you again next week.
Bye-bye.
All right, Rick Heyman's song of the day, Midnight Blue by Lou Graham. We actually won't talk to Rick next week because it's Thanksgiving, so 2 weeks away from Rick again. Just thought about that right now.
Lou Graham.
Lou Graham, former lead singer of Foreigner.
Interesting stuff from Rick Heyman.
Good song.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Thanks, Rick. Mike Schaefer in studio for the full hour next on Early Break on the Ticket.
This is Lincoln's Talk Dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. 37 the
Hey guys, this is Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses in the world. St. Andrews, Pebble Beach, Southern Hills, the best of the best. You can play those courses and more without ever leaving the city of Lincoln at Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle has the city's best golf simulators, 5 high-quality bays that track ball speed, launch angle, club speed, spin rate, and more to give you the most accurate gameplay. Check it out for yourself year-round. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends, or if you're me, yelling at the TV during Vikings games. Trek CBD has a variety of products that help calm me down during the games, so don't scare my dog. But in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him, too, and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta or hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD done right.
Get an immediate look back at the game from the people who know it best. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word live from Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hear from former players and national champions like Jay Foreman, Rashawn Jackson, and Aaron Davis and see what they saw in that day's game. It's the Tanner's post-game show and the final word, live and in person, home or away at Tanner's Bar and Grill. Brought to you Bauer Infrastructure. Only here on 93.7 theticketfm.com.
Join DP and Jay Foreman for Old School Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus. The guys will be broadcasting from the Barred Owl Patio Bar on the top floor. Come see the best views in town with great drinks on Thirsty Thursday from the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, or through the life owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 97 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Landmark Inlet, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage package along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is the equal opportunity employer.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Copple Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, spurred by Gaina Trucking.
Mention basketball.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Thursday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Early Break. Fun show so far. You get the podcast at theticketfm.com to watch and comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. You can call or text 464-5685. Show sponsored by Gaina Trucking. Hey, what?
Fun things to bring up just for no reason. Caller right now, but fun things to bring up for no reason. Paul Chryst is open. Paul Chryst could be the Nebraska head coach if Nebraska were so inclined.
What would be people's thoughts if Paul Chryst was the head coach?
My thought would be, I said this on another radio show yesterday. It was met with disgust, but I think it'd be a good idea.
Well,
you know who knows how to beat Wisconsin?
Yeah, and other Big Ten teams.
And you know who would be hell bent on beating Wisconsin?
Yeah, revenge.
Yeah. And you know who runs the ball, who knows how to run the ball. You know who would fit this culture.
You know who has no buyout right now.
Right. Took $11 million from Wisconsin. Yeah. It's not happening. It's not
until it happens.
It was just a sort of fan lotion.
Schaefer will be here shortly, I believe. Mike
Okay.
Schaefer. So if you're checking in, 464-5685, call or text as always.
Tonight, Nebraska basketball plays its first significant game.
Well, you want to guess the point spread there? I saw it this morning.
Yes, it's 11. It's actually not a guess.
You saw it,
yesterday.
cheater.
Yeah. 11.
5:30, FS1, Nebraska at St. this evening.
Okay, now this is a significant game for both teams because neither team has played anybody. St. John's has had 3 cupcakes, and St. John's, is going to press. They're going to play full court. They're going to press and they're going to hammer the boards. That it's Mike Anderson team. Now I don't know how
40 minutes of hell. Mike Anderson.
Yeah, I don't know how good St. John's is.
Well, they're 3-0 with wins over Merrimack, Central Connecticut State, and
somebody else of little notes.
Lafayette.
Yeah.
So they haven't really been challenged so far this season. Now, Nebraska getting the first 2-0 start in the Hoiberg era. Now, if they were to win tonight,
3-0,
we would be collectively, as Nebraska fans, all very surprised and happy about that.
Yeah, and I think you'd have to adjust your expectations a tad at least, right? Right?
Yes.
I mean, if they're really
cautiously, don't go all in after 3 games because you beat Maine, UNO, and St. John's, but that's something we have not experienced for quite some time. Is a nice non-conference win, a good start to the season, and some hope. Usually, the hope is greeted with despair after 1 game.
Well, tonight's a big one. I hope I can watch it. I mean, this coaching search, which we need to talk about more, is things. It's going to demand a lot of my attention. I hope I can settle in and watch this game.
5:30.
FS1. FS1. Okay. Thank you.
I wonder if it's Schaefer calling in, possibly.
Calling in? This is awkward. This is not a good start to our 7 o'clock
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just getting things straightened out here.
Okay.
464-5685. Call or text as always.
We are like a horse that stumbled out of
We're
the
not
gate.
stumbling. We're fine. Nebraska plays St. John's tonight basketball. Looking forward to that. I'm going to watch it.
Are you going to watch it?
Yes.
Are you committed to watch?
I will watch that game from the confines, or at least for the first half hour, of the Scarlet Hotel. Stop on by for old school, 4 to 6 p.m. today. Scarlet Hotel Innovation Campus. Yes.
Okay.
The Barred Owl, 6th floor, will be there doing some broadcasting.
What is it called?
The Barred Owl.
The Barred Owl.
Barred Owl.
Okay. Schaefer has graced us
at the Scarlet Hotel Innovation Campus. So that's where it's at.
Oh, I like his hat.
Mike Schaefer is here. We'll let him settle in here real quick, but good to have him with us.
People are calling. Schaefer's coming in.
There's a bunch of people calling.
Yeah.
Right now.
The phone lines are jacked up. Schaefer's walked in.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you?
I'm good.
We're fighting coughs.
I'm better than that cough.
Yeah, we're fighting coughs over here.
Great.
I've been bringing in coughs
straight into the germ box.
No, I coughed off the microphone.
Just like diving in. You remember
I don't have a cough.
There's no cold. This is not a cold. It's simply a cough.
You
That's
guys
all
know
I have.
Scrooge McDuck. He's diving into his pool of just coins in his house. That's me just coming into the germ box here.
It's not a germ
No,
box.
it's fine. We're good. Everything's good.
I feel great.
We're fine, Schaefer.
Are those driving gloves?
Yeah, well, they're not. They're just winter gloves.
Oh, well, they look a little fancy.
They do look pretty fancy.
Yeah, they're not that
nice
fancy.
black leather.
They're
gloves.
$100 gloves.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
That's fancy. Then
I put them on I got them from the Harley Davidson shop, and I put them on the counter. I didn't look at the price. Put them on the counter. She told me what it was. I almost took them back. What do you do in that instance?
You could have.
I almost did.
No, you could have.
Yeah.
Well,
these are, usually with gloves, they're gone for me. In a few months.
One is missing.
Yeah. Not these.
I don't have any
Not
gloves that
these.
have both pairs. I mean, both gloves.
See, I vowed that these will stay intact.
I probably have 20 pairs of gloves, and none of them have the other hand on them. Like, there's like a left, there's a right. I'll go out in public, and my wife's like, those.
You actually buy a backup
Yeah.
pair just so you have.
I should always
just ready to
But
go.
guess what? The backup pair is missing its other glove too. Like I never have.
Maybe
both
they
of
ran
them.
off together.
There's no gloves I have. Like my wife is always like, "What happened here? Where are all the other gloves?" Like, it's a left hand, it's a right.
What does happen?
I don't know, but I have like no matching pairs. And I have 20 different gloves, and I just have to kind of mix and match which
Definitely
ones
gonna
look the
keep an eye on
closest to
this.
each other. That's the way it is. Schaefer, where are you at in terms of your annoyance with the search right now for Nebraska football?
Well, I've told this to people. I mean, my annoyance isn't surprisingly, given the amount of things that I can get annoyed about real high at a real quick level. It's not super high with the search. It's more so like I never want to cover another September firing coaching search
because
it's just long. And then in between, and I often tell people this, like I joke that my job at times is part adult daycare and part firefighter, because sometimes you're just putting out fires. And when you have a coaching search that's this long and the rumors that pop up, and we've seen everything from Zach Smith offering his opinion to insert random media member throughout the national landscape. So you have these things that pop up, and then you're either having to combat rumors or source rumors or whatever. So that gets kind of tiring. Plus, at some point, the way we operate and the way we're used to our jobs is there's like a point person that represents Nebraska football. And right now that's Mickey Joseph, but you don't get the sense that that's going to be Mickey Joseph for a long time. So you're just ready for that next person.
Right.
In my job, what I do more than anything, cover recruiting. It's not like there's a great path forward until they know who their next coach is. Then there's a whole there's just so much hinges on whoever this next guy is before you can start the next step.
Yeah, it does. And it's awkward. We're in an awkward time. You just got to say
it's just long.
It was long, but
other teams are still going through a normal routine. So yesterday I spent probably 2 hours on the phone calling a bunch of different people for this update we ran yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm talking to our NC State guy, and he's just telling me about how they're coming off of this terrible week. They lost to Boston College, and
NC State,
everyone's mad at Tim Beck. And so then that leads to a conversation about, but what, it's just, you kind of forget, like, other people are having normal years. Like they're doing, and, so when you're trying to unearth these nuggets about Dave Doran or whoever else it is, it's also like, most of their interaction is just the normal, like, press conference stuff. They're not sussing around looking for any sort of, well, there's a meeting that caught us all. No, we're not really getting that because it's November, whatever.
Well, where do you think Doran is in this discussion, by the way? Dave Doran, the NC State head coach.
I think it's a name, but I have not gotten an indication that there's a lot behind that.
I think there's a little, though.
Like, I think he's on a list.
Yeah.
But I would suspect that he's probably, 5th, 6th, maybe on there. Like
Okay.
I think it's someone that hey, if you miss out on a couple, maybe you double back there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where
I think we're on the same.
Are you surprised we haven't heard any smoke about a guy you like, Dave Klieman at Wake Forest? We thought early on that might be a name mentioned.
We haven't heard it. Mike, I haven't heard any smoke.
None.
Yeah. I mean, some of it might just be like he's at a place that he's not interested in, because Wake Forest has a new, they have a new football facility. Like they've invested in their program a little bit. He's successful there. I think he's happy there. He spent 1 year as Tennessee's offensive coordinator, I think, under Lane Kiffin, and he's got the full, fishbowl experience. So he might just be happy with where he's at.
Right.
And his agent is just sending out signals, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not super surprised. Plus, it feels like everything is sort of regional, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, all the names that we're mostly talking about line up in this Big 12. Like, you can draw a line straight north to Lincoln on a lot of cases. So I part of it with Dave Doran and Dave Klieman is they're almost like a world removed over in the ACC relative to where everything seems to be fixated on former Big 12 coaches, current Big 12 coaches, and some people with some Big 10 connections.
My sources indicate that I should not rule out Matt Campbell.
I think that's fair. I mean, I can't say that I've gotten the same yesterday, but I also have not been focused on Matt Campbell. I will say this: when this search started, Matt Campbell would have been in the top 3 of Trev Albert's list. I feel pretty confident.
Yeah.
And then the losing started for Matt
But
Campbell.
then it becomes, do you judge him based off of this season or what led him to being on your list to begin with?
So again, we've discussed in the show. It's not important to win the fans over with the hire. It's important to get the right guy. But it would be really tough right now with the way the season's gone for Iowa State to convince Nebraska fans that he is going the right direction as a head coach, where he's had some good years, but the last couple have not been what he was doing early on in Iowa State.
Schaefer, it'd be like you characterized Doran. I think it would be 4th, 5th, 6th down the line.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's, I'm going to get in trouble, but I think there's a fair amount of coaches that fit that description where people aren't going to be excited if that person's announced.
What about Jeff Monken, who's 3-6 right now at Army? 3-6.
Probably heard more about Jeff Monken than Dave Doran.
Right. Yeah. Well, Football Scoop had him.
Yeah.
Football Scoop had his name out there.
Football Scoop, I think Bruce Feldman initially, I mean, it's popped up in conversations. Just I ended a phone call yesterday where the person was like, Lance Leipold says no, Jeff Monken's at Kansas. So just file that one away.
Say that
if
again.
Lance Leipold said no in 2021, Jeff Monken's at Kansas. So it's obviously something he's willing to consider and other ADs are considering.
How would you sell that to a fan base? Again, it's Trev's job as the right coach, but can you sell Jeff Monken?
No idea.
Can you excite the fans about that?
I doubt it. I mean, so part of it is, what is Jeff Monken in a Power 5 job? Is he running the triple option exactly as he's doing it at Army? Or is he changing it to maybe more embrace spread option sort of style? Is there a power spread option component that he wants to run, similar to what like Jamie Chadwell was doing? But if you're doing that, if you're hiring Jeff Monken and he's changing his offense, what are you hiring? Because you're, what he's been successful at doing at Army and instilling all that discipline and all that line play and everything else that sort of gets him on the initial conversation to begin with. If you're taking that away, what are you hiring? So that's where I get, it's not even so much just the idea of the triple option offense, which I'm not super enthusiastic about, both as someone watching it every week and as someone who would cover recruiting for it. But the bigger conversation is if he's going to change what he's doing at Army to fit Nebraska, what does that mean in terms of him as a candidate? Like, so why, if you like what he's doing at Army, why wouldn't you want him to transpose that to bring it to Nebraska?
Right, exactly.
So
I
would not
very well.
There's probably no other hire that would be less enthusiastically met than Jeff Monken. I think at this point.
I might be able to come up with one.
A few. Okay.
I'd love to hear him.
Well, Sip brought up a name before he got here today.
Oh no, is this the one that he brought up on a different radio show?
Yes. How about Paul Chryst, former Wisconsin?
If the listening audience had tomatoes and could throw them at him, he would just be covered.
They would. Oh yeah. I don't understand that. I don't.
Paul Chryst has won a lot of games at Wisconsin. To a certain extent,
I understand. To a certain extent, I do.
If you're like, okay, these are your two doors, it's Jeff Monken or Paul Chryst, I think more people are going to pick Paul Chryst.
Thank you for saying that.
At least the Big Ten experience, some success.
Yeah,
he's been a coach for a long enough time that it's not like he's.
Why are we so sour on Paul Chryst?
I'm not.
He got fired, but this is a coach that had a lot of success at Wisconsin. We go back to 2017, the quarterback you hated, Alex Hornibrook. He still had him to a 13-1 record.
I want to know if Paul Chryst's success.
Don't bring up Hornibrook.
Yeah, he's terrible.
13-1.
13-1.
I want to know if Paul Chryst's success at Wisconsin, how much of it was a byproduct of inheriting an already sort of established blueprint. Because at Pitt, he did not have that success.
That's true.
Well, guess what?
And as the blueprint started to erode a little bit at Wisconsin, and it was reliant on his offensive recruiting, their offense is bad.
Yeah,
like I think I'll say it right now. I have Nebraska winning on Saturday.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
if Casey plays.
Yeah, if Casey plays.
If Casey plays. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
See,
what happened with Chryst is he was incredibly good out of the gate. He was good to the tune of his first 3 years.
What was his first season?
He was 34-7.
Was his first season 2015?
Yes. Okay. So out of the gate, he was 34-7.
So what's remarkable about 15 and 16 is he didn't have Jonathan Taylor at that point yet. And they were winning with like Darrow, whatever, and just like
Gunbawali.
Yeah, just sort of randomly not good running backs. So it's kind of remarkable that they had as much success right when he got here because they were a little bit better 2 years in. And then it just fell off a cliff. He tried to kind of move away from terrible quarterback play to seeking out a highly recruited quarterback that has resulted in terrible quarterback play. They've never really found the athletes that they want at wide receiver that can win one-on-one battles. And the offensive line recruiting has gotten a little worse for them and development too. And then when you're doing weird things like your staff, you're switching your linebacker coach, your offensive line coach became your linebackers coach.
Mm-hmm.
Someone randomly is your like it. There was a lot of noise in the offseason about how there was people unhappy over there.
Oh, sure. There was.
And I guess I am surprised at how it completely went down, but we can't say we weren't hearing that there was some dissension.
And then
and I don't know that Paul, Chryst, and Alvarez had a good relationship at the end there either.
I don't know about that. I know this. We can steer it back to the present here. Leonard's going to get that job. Jim Leonard's going to get that job. It's all that you don't hear any. I was again talking to Jeff Patrikas yesterday, Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. You don't hear any names come up there. There's no names that come up because the only thing they're watching is for when the job gets posted. The job hasn't been posted yet. It'll probably be posted after the bowl game, but there's no speculation about.
They got to make a bowl game.
Yeah, they're
5-5, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
5-5.
Yeah,
They lose this week, and they lose.
They won't
next
be in a
week.
bowl game. Then they'll post the job.
And then are you hiring Jim?
Yeah,
Leonard?
you are. Jim Leonard's the hire.
Wow.
Yeah. He would have had to. The way it was characterized to me right off the bat is it would have to completely come off the tracks for him not to get hired.
Go 5-7. Is that on the tracks?
Yeah.
What was the record when Chryst was let go though?
Like
What
2-2.
2-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 wins.
They lost to Michigan State. They lost to Iowa last week, of course.
Yeah, it hasn't come off the tracks.
They'll lose to Nebraska on Saturday.
That'd be nice to end a 8.
It would be amazing if I would be amazed if Nebraska won that game.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm amazed.
Yeah,
but
you would be amazed at a
if
team
Casey
in
plays.
Wisconsin that has an offense that may not be able to put up 13
I would be
points
amazed
on its own.
Well, I mean, I'm amazed because if Casey doesn't play, I'd be amazed if Nebraska scores 13 points.
Yeah. Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
So I'm operating on the idea that he's going to play.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know what that will look like either. Is Casey how okay is he?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they can definitely beat Wisconsin if Casey plays for sure. If without him, I don't know. It'd be tough. They have moved.
They'll be close no matter
If
what.
he doesn't play, there's a way that they score where Graham Mertz just throws an interception that goes into the end zone.
Good point.
It has happened to him multiple times this season.
Okay, is amazed a little strong? No, it's not.
Amazed
strong.
seems strong to me.
Not if Casey doesn't.
Surprised.
Surprised. Okay.
Surprised is a little muted version.
This
of
offense
amazed.
isn't moving the ball.
No, I agree, but I also don't
Casey
think
hasn't
that
been there.
No, I'm sticking with amazed with Casey.
No.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed if Nebraska won if Casey played?
Yes.
I disagree. I'm with Schaefer on that.
I think your reverence for Wisconsin's a little high.
They're not good. They're not good this year. They're not good.
They're not great.
Yeah.
Allen's run the ball.
I'm going to
well,
tell you,
though.
don't be amazed if Nebraska wins if Casey
Iowa
plays.
just run on him.
Iowa only had 146 yards against them.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, Iowa had
a pick six.
Somebody
They had a
just
good
ran
punt
on 'em.
return.
Iowa piled up 146 yards.
Piled up. Yeah, they piled it up.
Braylon now Nebraska
Stacked it up
has
high.
done well against these running backs. Well, I mean, not fabulous, but they've done
Well, and this
well.
is the best situation they've kind of faced, I think, in the running back. So, I mean, the worst would have been Corum,
Mhm.
Ibrahim, Brown, probably in that order.
Mhm.
And I would put Allen. I mean, there's a gap between what he's doing and the rest of these three.
Nobody's moved the ball against Wisconsin very well recently. So Maryland played them a couple. Maryland
got smoked.
It was a terrible game. It was awful weather.
Maryland got smoked by Penn State.
Wisconsin won 23-10 over Maryland and had 112 rushing yards, 2.7 yards a carry. Tagovailoa had 77 passing yards.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that game. I mean, and then before that they played. I believe they beat. I think they beat Purdue though, right?
They did beat Purdue, but that was a lot of Aiden O'Connell throwing interceptions.
I'm sticking with them.
Yeah, I mean they have no
amazed.
No one's running the ball that well in Wisconsin. Purdue had 111
Find some
yards,
sort of
3.4 yards per carry. Yeah, I'm usually the pessimist here. I will not be amazed if Nebraska wins if Casey plays. How about that? I'm not
I
saying
think you don't think
expect it, but
Casey's going to play is where I'm at with it.
Well, it's not. It's more about how
how
effective will he be. Yeah. Cold day, pinky nerve damage, grip ball, hard to do. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to look like, what that picture's going to look like.
Turnstile offensive line.
Yeah. Wisconsin had 6 sacks against Iowa.
Yeah.
6 sacks. I mean, and if you watch those highlights, oh my God, it's a.
And there were some vicious hits too, right?
Vicious. Yeah.
Put me down for a win.
They did not luck into sacks. They just had a straight line at him, basically.
No. Patrikas said it. I said it in the 6 o'clock hour, but Schaefer wasn't here. He said Iowa's offensive line is abysmal.
Yeah, I know this. I believe this. Like, these aren't good teams. Other than Michigan last weekend, Illinois wasn't a good team.
Not great.
Minnesota wasn't a good team.
Isn't Illinois good?
Nebraska was in position to make that a full game, and no one thinks Nebraska's good. Do you think Nebraska's good?
No.
It was 9-6 when Casey leaves that game.
And they had the ball.
And were you impressed by Illinois at that point?
Not really.
And Nebraska's offense was moving it.
Yeah, they were 200 yards with Casey in there.
So
they had 200 yards with Casey.
My whole thing is, if I'm using Nebraska as a barometer, and I'm not calling Nebraska good, I'm sure as hell not calling Illinois good or Minnesota good.
Illinois is closer to good than Minnesota and closer to good than Wisconsin. I'll say.
Do you think Michigan State is good?
No, not really. Now
they handled Illinois without
the big
Chase Brown
barometer will be
and 8
this.
guys
I
out.
mean, the big barometer, and we can talk about it in the press box, will be Illinois, Michigan. I'll see what Illinois looks like in Ann Arbor. If they can press Michigan, then I'll still go with good.
I think
press Michigan.
I think that Michigan will win that game by 10 points or more.
But not like they beat Nebraska.
No, but I don't know that. I mean, some of them beating Nebraska was being given a touchdown that touched the end line.
I don't know.
I mean,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, so the point differential
wasn't as much
and then they kicked the kind of the weird field
Right.
goal at the end, which was good for gamblers, but kind
Right.
of inexplicable in itself.
You take that touchdown away. I mean,
if
27.
you take 10 points off the board,
Right.
Nebraska lost 24-3.
Right.
We're not talking about it like they got thoroughly dominated in a game in which they had no offense.
Right. Now, again, Illinois, Michigan intrigues me.
I also, with no Chase Brown, what are they?
Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
good
Chase
point.
Brown's out.
That's good.
And
that sucks. for
like
them.
that looked like a career-ending injury to me because I don't think he's got a long NFL future with as many carries as he's had in college. And
I'm interested to watch. I'd like to see how
I felt really bad.
That was late in the game, right? Super late.
They were trying to come back.
If I were a Nebraska fan and watching Michigan, Illinois, I would watch very closely how Illinois holds up in the trenches. Nebraska got pushed around.
Yeah.
Does Michigan push Illinois around? I doubt it.
I don't think they will.
I don't think that
I'm with
offense.
you.
Yeah, I don't think the offensive line will push Illinois' defensive line
They have a
around.
good line.
It depends. Like if they run more JJ McCarthy against Illinois, I could see that having some success, having to account for him a little. He wasn't used as a
He
runner.
didn't run much against Nebraska.
Yeah.
at all,
Getting
right?
some.
I think he had one sort of play in that
that's it.
regard.
I'm getting some pushback for saying amazed from
Right.
friends.
As you should get pushback.
It
If
felt strong.
Listen, I'm the pessimist. I'm saying I wouldn't be amazed. I'm not
Nothing
saying
about Nebraska, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Iowa is going to amaze me because two bad teams are going to enter a game, and any result can be possible.
I'm thinking about the offense though. Just it was a chore to get a first down the other day, Saturday.
I think
that was
Michigan's
without
better than
Casey
Wisconsin.
Thompson.
Michigan's a better defense than Wisconsin for sure, but Wisconsin's pretty good.
Again, the X factor here is Casey Thompson.
Yeah,
that's the key here.
Okay.
They move the ball with Casey. They don't without him. More next with Mike Schaefer on Early Break in the Ticket.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour week year-round and strong team culture. Not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. More and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For
visit rbauction.com/Lincoln. Join DP and Jay Foreman for Old School Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Skillet Hotel at Innovation Campus. They will be broadcasting from the Barred Owl Patio Bar on the top floor. Come see the best views in town with great drinks on Thursday from the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus. Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. Hopcat is your head basketball and volleyball all season long. It's located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Casey's General Stores is giving away 2 tickets to each Nebraska football home game this season. To enter, just head to any Casey's General Store location in Lincoln during the football season, scan the QR code at the front counter, and fill out the online form. One winner will be chosen at random 2 days before that week's game. So head over to Casey's, stock up on all your tailgating snacks and drinks, and register to win 2 tickets to a Nebraska football game. Brought to you by Casey's General Store and 93.7 The Ticket.
It's tailgate season. Why would you bounce around from place to place for all your beverage needs? Put it all in one place. Fine Beer and Spirits has everything for your parties with their 3 locations in Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. It's the largest liquor store in the state, and here's the best part. You can get a drink from their bar and walk around with it as you shop for all your tailgate necessities. Locally owned and operated, it's Wine, Beer, and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Lark Difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is the equal opportunity employer.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 97 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, the Mike Schaefer Hour, sponsored by Trek CBD 84th and Highway 2. We have a phone call we want to get to before we get to basketball. Nebraska plays basketball tonight against St. John's.
5:30?
FS1. Yeah.
That's an early game.
It is early. It is early. I think it's probably, better than waiting all night for it, though.
I like that early.
Get it out of the way by 7:30.
It's always a little odd, like a 5:30 start. It's
Yeah.
always a little still in your
It
day.
is weird.
you know?
It is weird. Yeah.
Like you feel kind of weird just settled in.
I think anything before 6, I'm just like, this is interesting. With basketball.
Yeah.
I think before 7.
Remember they had that 1 o'clock start on New Year's Eve that one time?
Those
against
are always
Northwestern?
odd. Yeah.
And the Northwestern guy, I think it was Derek Favors or whatever.
Pardon?
Derek Pardon had never played before and scored like 28 points.
Oh, I was at that game. That sucked. Yeah, he had like 20 rebounds and 20 points.
One of Tim Miles' like first recruits was Nick something from Wisconsin. I'm like blanking on the name. And he got the start opposite.
Nick, how was his last name? Left-handed shooter.
Yeah.
He went to South Dakota after Nebraska.
Right. He got the
Nick
start.
Fuller, is that what it is?
Yeah, something like that. He got the start opposite of Derek Pardon and just got abused for 2 hours straight. I felt like I should submit it to some sort of evidence. Like you shouldn't, like coaching malpractice or something.
Well, hang on for hoops. We've had Mike patiently waiting for a long time, and he's still with us. He's got a question. Mike, you're on early break. Go ahead, man. Oh no, did we lose Mike? Oh my God, we lost Mike. Mike, I'm sorry. I told Mike to wait to the break, and I thought he did.
If it's the Mike that would call into the recruiting hour, and then when I was on with Happer and Schaefer, he's a good caller. I hope he calls back.
Yeah, well, I don't know which one. Should we get to these calls here real quick?
Let's do it.
All right. If you can hear us, you're in an early break. Who do we have here? Go ahead.
Hi. Well, okay. So this is a, long-time listener, first-time caller here, and I'd let everybody likes a different perspective, and I thought you guys would like a perspective from a Notre Dame fan.
Okay.
Coming from living in Nebraska. I'm born and raised in Nebraska, so I've already had, I'll make this as short as I can make it, but I've learned a few lessons watching college football over time, and I've seen a few programs go through some changes. One, for example, we have Oklahoma. They bring in, we got Bob Stoops. Everybody loves Bob Stoops. Great guy. Then they bring in, we got our good man, Lincoln Riley. Then they bring him in. They hire from within the program, and then what happened? They let him go. He got off the hook. They let him go. They bought him $1 million mansion in California, and they let him go. Mm-hmm. And now Oklahoma sucks. So, you learn your lesson there. Okay. Then you go to Notre Dame, and you bring in Brian Kelly, Cincinnati guy, right? Great guy. You bring him in, brings the program back a little bit. Then you bring in Marcus Freeman, also from Cincinnati, as a defensive coordinator. You hire from within the program.
Okay.
I just don't think that we can make the same mistake again at Nebraska. We need to hire from within the program. We have Mickey Joseph, great guy. I think we need to absolutely hire from within the program. It's the same example of like, you got a mom with a kid. She's living on her own. She starts dating a bunch of guys, bringing a bunch of different guys. Who's your dad? You're not going to know who's your daddy. We need to know who our daddy is, and our daddy is Mickey Joseph.
Okay.
That's what I got to say.
Interesting analogy. That is an interesting way to look at that.
Thank you for the call. I wouldn't rule Mickey out, but Mike would. Would you put him down the list right now?
Yeah, I think it's kind of the fall down at this point. Where it gets interesting is like when you're looking at Gary Patterson, Jeff Monken, and Mickey Joseph. Like I think I personally would rather just go with what at that point than the other two.
Yep,
that's just me.
Patterson sounds like he's not going to do this.
I was still surprised he was on that football scoop list. I didn't get that.
His name resurfaced pretty heavily yesterday.
Okay,
for calls that we were making within the coaching agent world. And that's sometimes where the news breaks.
Yeah, we were at Tanner's for the post-game show last Saturday for Nebraska lost to Michigan, and there was a TCU fan there watching TCU Texas, and he came up to me. He's like, Gary Patterson, he coached TCU for a long time. He believes he's ready to get back into coaching.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't just to reset a little bit. There's things that we're talking about this, and there are things we know. We know that no decision's been made. Yep. I think Mike would agree with that. No decision's been made. I don't mind.
I don't think anyone's accepted the offer. Like that rumor's been out there.
Except an unoffer, yeah. I don't think. No. I would say as of 10 o'clock last night. Well, as of 10 o'clock last night, nothing. There's no coach in place. I think we both agree that there is steam behind Rule.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think we agree on where Mickey is in this. He'd be a fallback 2 or 3 or 4, probably based on what I'm hearing. Probably more like 3 or 4. And there's some guys I wouldn't rule out. I wouldn't rule out Campbell right now. I wouldn't rule out Leipold. I wouldn't rule out Dorn, and I wouldn't rule out Monken.
Chris Klieman.
I think
Klieman
he's out.
He just resigned, Mike.
I don't think he resigned anything. So if you look at it,
it was just saying what his extension would be.
If he wins another game, he has an automatic role in his extension that he gets an extra year.
So do you think Kleiman's
the most he would get is $4.3 million a year?
So you think
I believe Kleiman's in the mix?
Okay. Oh God.
Based on conversations yesterday.
If down the line-ish?
No.
Oh,
I think he's ahead of some of the other names.
If Chryst Klieman was the guy, I would be very ecstatic. That is a great football coach.
So said this on my message
Personally, what his
board.
record is like compared to Chris. Probably pretty similar.
Well, Chryst Klieman is a Big Ten coach
I'll
in the
tell
wrong
you this.
conference.
Paul Chryst has far less FCS titles than Chryst Klieman does.
He wasn't because he never coached in the FC.
That's not the point.
But anyway.
I've always said that Chryst Klieman is a Big Ten coach in the wrong conference. The way he operates.
I got
the way
it.
his
I-
offense.
hey, I
he's a
don't-
Big Ten coach.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm pushing back on. I like it too.
Yeah,
I like it too.
he was in my top 3 from the get-go.
Yeah, I like it too. That's what we know.
I hope you're right.
That's what we know.
That he's in.
So
play here,
he
Schaefer.
is 99-32 in his career, which features a 69-6 run at North Dakota State. So you can take out 69 wins and 6 losses there, which would make him 27-19 at Kansas State. I don't know where else he has. He was 3-7 at something called Loris in 2005.
So Chris' winning percentage would be much higher than that. Just saying.
Yeah, 8-5, 4-6,
what
8-5,
Chris
7-3. It's Kansas
great
State.
football
Like,
coach.
if they win out, they're going to play TCU again, right? I think. And
in the Big 12 title game.
yeah, and they were up 28-3 with a backup quarterback against TCU and didn't win that game.
Wow, that's
because the backup quarterback got hurt and went to the third string, and everything went to hell after that.
I'm just saying.
this game show.
The last time I had looked at that, it was 28-3, and I looked back and TCU won it.
Yeah, well, TCU came back. They're on their home field, and they're excited.
We are 3-0 this
3-0. It's a winning week, Schaefer. 3-0 still for Sip. He's just on a roll. He can't be stopped and shut up, Sip.
Is it 7-1 now?
Yeah, you're on a roll.
Yeah.
You're on a roll.
He threw a little "is it" in there as if he didn't know for sure.
Yeah.
Jacob, he needed some
pretty sure it's my
affirmation.
record here. Might want to double check that. Well, you
We
guys
know your game, Sybil.
You guys know my theme for this in football season has been Thursday night football, all-time leaders for these teams. So tonight it's Titans and Packers.
Titans and
on
Packers.
Thursday night football. If you think you know your Titans/Oilers and Packers all-time leaders, give us a call. 464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Can he keep the undefeated week going today? Mike Schaefer will try to help him out. Again, Titans/Oilers and Packers all-time leaders for tonight. Thursday night, 464-5685. Call the Dicktown Sip in trivia. In Shut Up Sipple. If you can hear us, who do we have here today? You're playing Sip.
This is Braden.
Braden. All right, Braden. Thanks for calling. Brandon. Excuse me, Brandon. How do you feel about Titans, Oilers, and Packers all-time leaders?
I feel pretty good about it.
I do too.
Fellas, Schaefer?
Strangely good.
Well, I hate one of those teams, and a really good friend of mine is a big fan of the other team, so I feel like I know
you're aware
enough about each.
Okay. All right, well, let's see how it goes. Sip's trying to keep the undefeated week alive. Brandon, first question goes to you. Schaefer, a lifeline for Sip for one question as always. Brandon, who has the most career rushing yards in Green Bay Packers history with 8,322 yards?
I'm on green.
I'm glad you gave him a layup.
Well, you're welcome.
Because we would have gotten
yeah.
hammered for that.
Well,
all right, give us a
I
layup
did.
now. Let's
It's kind of amazing that's their all-time leader.
Let's make this a layup drill.
You never hear Amon Green discussed as a
No.
great Packer.
You never
People
do.
just don't.
They just
talk
forget about it. All right, Sip, first question to tie it up. What coach has the most wins in Oilers/Titans history with 142 wins?
I don't know this. I could guess, though. I'd be happy to guess. I have a guess.
I think you should guess because I don't think I.
It's Oilers.
It's Oilers/Titans.
Bum Phillips. Damn it.
Brandon, do you want that one or you want to pass?
142.
Yeah.
I will pass on that one.
You have no guess for that, Schaefer?
It feels like it's, and he's passed.
Yeah.
It feels like it's too many wins for Jeff Fisher.
It was
isn't
Jeff Fisher.
142 wins.
He's 142.
What about Bum Phillips?
There, yeah.
I would have went with Bum Phillips over Jeff Fisher. I mean, but
No, the
that's
answer is Jeff
surprising.
Fisher.
I did not realize he
Jeff
had that
Fisher's
many
the
wins.
answer.
Great. I'm in
You're in trouble now.
We're in trouble, Schaefer.
All right.
We'll bounce back.
No, this is for the win. Can't you end right here?
Yeah, that's true.
For the win. Brandon, who has the most passing yards in Oilers/Titans history with 33,685 yards?
Everybody knows this.
Warren Moon.
Gotta get your questions right. That is correct. The undefeated week is over. Look at Sip. If you're watching, he's very frustrated. The microphone went up in the air. The headset's off. Warren Moon just 6,000 yards ahead of Steve McNair.
142 wins for Jeff.
Look it up. Look it up.
That's like an average of 11 a year. Like, how many years did he coach?
Just look it up.
Right,
He was there for a very long time.
Good job by
Brandon.
Brandon.
We'll get
good
your
job.
bagels. Thanks for calling in and calling down the road.
Good job, Brandon. I mean, Brandon was tough. That's tough. You've given us Warren Moon before. That was going to be an easy one. Give me us another one here. Give me Ernest Gibbons.
Who has the most receiving yards in Packers history?
Donald
with
Driver.
10,000.
Donald Driver.
What price you got?
He was so fast on that.
Yeah, what for Donald Driver?
I wouldn't have it would have took a bit.
I mean,
that's weird that you got
no,
that.
it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew you were going to ask. That's rushing.
That's a name I forget about. Donald Driver sometimes.
Who would you have said?
I don't know. Not Greg Jennings, but I mean,
No.
Donald Driver is probably the best answer. But
Yeah.
It's 142 and
120. Yeah, he had coached a lot of games in Tennessee.
He was there from 94 on.
Yeah, he was there for a long time. Long time for Jeff Fisher. Who wants the tiebreaker?
I'll set the number.
Okay, Schaefer, you locked in?
Yep.
All right. Brett Favre, who's in the news for the wrong reasons right now, played 253 regular season games for Green Bay.
Mhm.
How many wins did he have out of 253 games? Regular season.
Oh my God, this is difficult.
Okay, so 253. I would set a number. Let's just pick something nice and round at 160.
Ooh. On the dot! On the dot! 160 is the answer. 93 losses, no ties, 160
All right,
I love the excitement.
What do I win?
I should give you bagels for that.
It's a perfect bid.
It's a perfect. Well, you thought through it. Round number.
Yeah,
It was
Nice
round.
guess. Nice guess.
160 on the dot.
I mean,
I
don't
thought
know
you
if
were
I
going to
wanna-
ask how many career interceptions. And I was
Yeah, I
like,
know.
oh, this is going to be
God.
tough.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Hey, I wouldn't even classify that as a guess. That was
That
was definitely an
very
It
well.
would have given me 165 and 160, and I went 160.
nice job.
Well, you guys lost the game, but
We
that was
took it
very
out.
well done on the tiebreaker, Schaefer.
We put a little asterisk.
No
in for
consolation. None.
No.
I got to go
as
revise
interim
one.
coach if he's gone. Does that go on my record?
Yeah,
It's
we'll
all
see.
right.
Well, before I
Good
let you
game.
go, Schaefer, we know you feel that Nebraska's going to upset Wisconsin on Saturday.
Yeah, I can stick around for the.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
All right.
good.
Well, okay, fine. Before that, then, do you have thoughts on Nebraska's 11-point dog tonight against St. John's on the road? Any chance it'll win here?
The biggest concern I guess I have, first road game, they went there a few years ago and it got absolutely smacked. I think they'll keep it interesting. They've been a little bit better than I guess I thought they would be. At the same time, they didn't cover either spread, so I don't know. I guess I don't expect them to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they keep it within 10 to 7 points, somewhere around there.
cover
It's
the
like
spread.
hang around.
God damn, me and Schaefer are being way too much today. That's exactly the way I see it.
Imagine if they won
Bad
this
for
game.
society.
though. Imagine if they won. They got a road win.
It'd be a good win for them.
Well, that'd be okay. We got something going here.
But I mean, I've liked how obviously they haven't had their full team yet, but they've had different guys step up in the two games. I mean, Juwan Gary had a great first game, kind of went away in the second one. Blaise Cada had a great second game. Josh Bandamel Bandamel.
Emmanuel Bandamel.
Manuel Bandamel.
He's been really good. Brings a lot of energy. Does a lot of dirty work. Like
Griesel has been constant.
Griesel's a
he
stud.
quietly just goes and gets 16 points.
He's averaging 20 a game through two games.
So I've been impressed by some of the new guys and just how quickly they've kind of fit in and they're playing smarter basketball.
Yep. The athletic director commented on it last night. He likes the look and the way they play more as a team.
Yep.
Everybody's talking about that now. They play, the chemistry's better.
If you get good Wilcher, you can shoot.
That's right.
You know,
Wilcher was good against UNO.
Right.
Very good. Not good against Maine, but
No.
they still won the game. The spillover is next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. It's football season, and that means you're tailgating with friends or with me yelling at the TV during vibes. Tell you, products help calm me down games. So not under my dog, but in the rare cases that I yell too much, there's CBD products for him too and all other pets. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Anderson. Trek CBD done right.
Casey's General Stores is giving away 2 tickets to each Nebraska football home game this season. To enter, just head to any Casey's General Store location in Lincoln during the football season, scan the QR code at the front counter, and fill out the online form. One winner will be chosen at random 2 days before that week's game. So head over to Casey's, stock up on all your tailgating snacks and drinks, and register to win 2 tickets to a Nebraska football game brought to you by Casey's General Store and 93.7 The Ticket.
You had to know that when Wingstop set out to make a crisp, juicy chicken sandwich, they wouldn't make it in just one flavor. They'd make it in all 12, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, hickory smoked barbecue, and OG hot. So why have one new favorite chicken sandwich when you can have 12? Try the new sauced and tossed Wingstop chicken sandwich today for only $5.49 at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Valid for a limited time and available at participating Wingstop locations only while supplies last. Price subject to applicable taxes and fees.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Salarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Salarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're high service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has come to the attention of the Nebraska Lottery that when people hear a radio commercial in their car for one of our lotto games, Powerball, Mega Millions, or Lucky for Life, they tend to begin daydreaming about how they'll spend the prize money if they win, instead of paying attention to the road. So please, when I tell you that Nebraska Lottery Lotto games offer big money and big fun, keep your mind on driving. Do not start thinking about all the things you could buy if you win. Things like bright red sports cars, tropical vacations, 100-inch TVs, hot tubs, SUVs, a new computer, motorboats.
Bob, snap out of it.
Oh, good heavens. Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. Perhaps I'll go home now.
You better let me drive.
Lotto games from the Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC is great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Cloudy skies this morning should give way to partly cloudy skies by this afternoon. We'll see a high of 34, but temperatures could fall this afternoon with northwest winds gusting over 25. Tonight, clearing and cold with a low down to 10. A high tomorrow, only around 20. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I grew up. Women are bad with money, but many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jump your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover. Like Schaefer with us also still. AD is now with us. Raph out today. What's up, AD? Good to see you.
You know, I was going to say Sterling Sharp.
Oh, you were?
Or Donald Driver.
Is that, would he be close?
Donald Deuce the driver, as they used to call him.
Yeah.
I went to a number of games up in Green Bay because that's when Tyrone Williams is playing up there in Green.
Okay.
And Donald Driver.
You used to go up there a lot?
I used to go up there a lot, and I would never sit outside. I'd last about 2 minutes outside.
Come on, AD.
No, dude.
Bundle up.
AD's not tough at all. Nope.
At least AD's self-aware.
I'm honest. I'm just. I
You
can't.
sat
do
in the
stuff.
box?
I sat in the box. I went out there for about 2 minutes for the nostalgia. I'm like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I'm in the seats. I'm out in the cold elements.
I'll be using that pass.
I'll go inside now.
Donald Deuce the driver.
Yeah.
I still can't believe how quickly you went with that. Because in my brain, I'm like, there's Jordy Nelson.
by
There's
Jordy
Nelson.
there's all these different people that I would have thought of.
And Jordy Nelson was a K-State guy, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
He's a farmer.
You had a great run there.
Who would be number 2 on that list?
Is it Nelson?
He's probably number 2.
Yeah.
I bet it is Jordy Nelson. Greg,
also,
how long was Greg Jennings there for, though?
Not long enough. You have Greg Jennings, you have Donald Driver, you have Jordy Nelson, you have Devontae Adams for the last 6 years.
Yeah, Devontae Adams.
Who made that great catch on his back that played during
Antonio Freeman.
Yes, that's
against
what I was
the
thinking.
Vikings.
Freeman's who I was.
Who would be the?
You go, yeah.
I bet
then there's Javon Walker. There's they had a ton of receivers.
Who would be the Tennessee
Reggie Brooks?
Titans?
Reggie
Forgot
Brooks
about
would have
Reggie
been playing
Brooks.
when you would have been going to those
Yeah.
Tyron Williams.
He was there too.
This is the spillover.
I forgot about
It is.
Sounds like it's the Packers hour, which I don't want to be a part of.
Okay, I got to ask you this because I keep forgetting I always remember you're a Vikings fan from the commercials. Was that not the one? And for me, that's probably the best NFL game I'd seen. I can't remember.
Wild.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Absolutely insane roller coaster of emotions there, where basically it's just like it felt like they had a dozen ways in which they won the game, and then 24 ways in which they lost the game, and then a dozen more ways in which the Bills gave them the game. So adding all of that up in the final 45 minutes to an hour of just game time, it was nuts. I just rewatched if you guys haven't seen it, Paul Allen is the
I saw it.
guy.
Oh, incredible.
Yes,
Yeah.
on
First
Twitter.
of all, the emotions are like this of him.
He is so manicured now. He looks like a villain in he's
got the long hair.
You remember the Will Smith movie Wild Wild West? He looks like he could have been a villain in that movie. You could have put him in there.
How's he look?
He's got
got
like this
long,
now.
curly,
It's almost
gray
like his hair has like a perm to
Yeah,
it. And
that's a good.
his
that's a good take.
eyebrows have been waxed and plucked, and they damn near look painted on. Like it is. He looks wild.
There's been some work done on the face, I would say.
You think so?
That guy
He
is a
does
very.
not look like he's what is it, aging gracefully? That's
He's
what-
not aging
Oh,
gracefully.
you don't think he's aging?
Well, I mean, I think he's getting help.
Yeah,
I think it's some outside interference there.
there's a lot of
It's
work.
not. It's
being
not
done.
natural
This is-
aging
There's some
gracefully.
work being done.
There's nothing about that video that looks natural,
Is that right?
other than the guy next to him losing his mind
So
on
I'm
the
gonna send-
Patrick
I'll send it
Peterson
to you on
interception.
Twitter. It's
Okay.
hilarious.
You'll laugh.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Okay.
But that guy's one of the most passionate
Oh,
guys I've ever
love
heard
it.
in a play-by-play. He's just crazy.
There's
when they
no
lose-
bigger homer on any
Oh, he's the
call than
biggest
that
homer
guy.
of all time.
It's wonderful.
Paul Allen is a huge homer.
Is that the one we were watching on the?
Yeah, that's the one. That's.
Do you
hang on,
remember
I'll pull it
last
up.
year?
Yeah, we need to do that.
Oh, this is one of
When-
his favorite things.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
He announces a field goal is good, but it actually was missed. And then Jake played it for me before a spillover.
Yeah.
And I absolutely just verbally assaulted him for the next 50. Like, I didn't let him talk. Like, every time he tried to talk, I'd start pointing out how terrible the Dolphins were. And you and Happer were like in puddles because you were laughing. You were crying over here. Oh, I was just seething.
Touchdown! No!
It's a loss to the Cardinals that one year.
Schaefer, it's okay. It was
It's just
long ago.
screaming.
It's
always
a
the
passionate
Cardinals
bit.
for
It
him.
was long ago.
Yeah.
New Year.
No, that was
That's the me and Sim have always just died at that goal.
We've watched that probably
Get back,
50 times.
guys! Get back!
Tyron Poole, I think was that guy's
Yeah,
name
yeah,
or something like that. Yeah.
Nate Poole.
Nate.
They
Poole.
gave him
Nate
the key to the city,
Yeah.
which I found
I'm just
infuriating.
playing. That's the passion right there, Paul Allen.
He is.
That's for a losing call there.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, no.
I'd never heard of him call a game before until I seen that clip on Twitter. And I tell you what, that guy gets into it, man.
He does.
You know exactly who he's going for.
Right.
That's for sure.
Well, I think that's why the people up there love him because, like, you know, he's one of you. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's losing his mind in the same way that I
Yeah.
was losing my mind in my couch.
So on that catch, which
Justin
wasn't a
Jefferson.
catch.
Oh, wait.
No, not that one too.
Oh, okay.
Jefferson's catch. But when Buffalo,
Gabe Davis
on the sideline,
and we had Jake, and Jay will be on with us later today. But the NFL came out and said, "Hey, that was not a catch." Well, no doubt, we knew it wasn't a
Right.
catch. I didn't understand with the game with that magnitude, as close as it was.
How they don't send down
I
immediately.
don't understand
Yeah, I
that,
don't
man.
know.
Now think about this. Now you guys end up winning,
Right.
but if you would have lost, dude,
See, that's not even the thing that makes me the
would've
most
been
mad.
Heated.
Buffalo had 67 guys on the field on the first down
Oh,
play,
yeah.
first and goal.
And
And it's like Dalvin Cook gets tackled for a 5-yard loss, and you're thinking, wow, the Bills are amped. And it's like, oh, no, they had 12 guys on the field.
absolutely. No
They had
wonder.
3 people just completely unblocked on the right side. I
There
wonder
were a
why.
lot of missed calls in that
It was
game,
a
man.
horribly
It didn't
called
get
game.
called.
Too
many
Justin
men on the
Jefferson
field.
doesn't
Didn't
get
call it.
superstar
Didn't get
calls at all.
None.
Like, he's got
None.
3 people hanging off him. Yeah,
He
it
gets
looked like holding.
mauled, and he still doesn't get those calls.
That guy's
man.
incredible.
His-
Too many
his-
men on the field
his
didn't get
4th
called.
and 18
Didn't get called.
catch was just incredible.
I mean,
Sip had a great point the other
Incredible.
day. He goes, "How many guys in the world?" He goes, "It's probably less than 30 guys." No, I think he said
15. He
15
said
guys
15 guys.
in the world that could make that catch, and I totally agree.
I think less than that.
I'd say less than 10.
See,
I mean,
that's-
you have to have the body length that your hand can go up that high. You have to have the hand strength that you can swipe away from someone who has leverage on you falling backwards.
Absolutely.
And you have to have the body control that you can swipe that down, trap it against your hip,
Right.
roll, and not roll the wrong way where it touches the ground.
And everything that you said, keyword, athletic ability.
Yeah,
Very few
and
people.
and clutch.
He's an alien.
He's clutch.
He's a
4th
freak.
and 18, and you make that
Yeah.
catch.
And just the I don't know,
good coverage,
the
too. It was
mental
good coverage.
stamina,
Great
the
coverage.
physical stamina to in that situation late in the game to still be able to do that.
It was
Well, you just
ridiculous.
watch the way he comes down. How's that ball not hit the ground? He keeps that thing corralled and does
Freak.
not hit the ground. I mean, that's
If he rolls the
unbelievable.
other way, the ball touches the
Sure.
ground. It's like
That's
there's so
unbelievable.
much fortuitous and amazing athleticism all just rolled
Yeah.
into like a 5-second thing.
We saw something that we'll be talking about that for the next 30 years.
Well, if
That'll be a clip on the NFL films forever.
The Vikings
will.
again. They made their statement win. They've been kind of doubted, saying you've been beating backups, teams that are injured. Josh Allen played in this game. Now he had 2 picks. He threw the game losing interception in overtime, but
Second week in
they
a row.
played.
Well, yeah, the fumble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fumble at the one
Yeah.
at the
Yes.
half-yard line.
Yes.
The best part of that Paul Allen video is him explaining like the safety. Like when the guy's like, well, it's just a safety. You know, he's like, well, then they can kick the field goal. And then like the very next thing is snaps like, I think he lost the ball. That's safety. Safety. Give him safety. And then
They said,
someone
no,
like
it's actually
someone
a
whispers
touchdown.
like, they recovered the ball. They recovered the ball.
Yeah, he's insane.
It was nuts.
If you don't like the Vikings, you hate listening to Paul Lynn.
I can't imagine a Packers fan would enjoy anything about
or
that.
a Bears fan, because you guys that tri-state area of you guys. I mean, it's like there's not a lot of love right there at all.
No,
not a lot of love.
I don't love any of them.
Yeah. So, which after we won't go too deep into it because of time.
Mm-hmm.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 meaning you think we got an AD nailed down. 1 being
Coach,
you have no idea.
coach nailed
Not
down.
an AD. The AD has a coach nailed down.
No.
Number 10. You feel pretty confident, or 1 is
No, I don't think he has a coach nailed down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. No, not as of 10 o'clock last night. Wow. Not nailed down.
Listening to it last night, and I was watching your tweets come across too. I don't think there is yet.
No, I know. I
don't think there is yet.
I think me and Schaefer would say we're about 100% confident on that.
Yeah.
That
I don't think anyone's accepted the job.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
Could that change before the Iowa game or not?
I don't think there's going to be an announcement before the Iowa.
No, I don't either. But do you feel like you have someone nailed down?
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely leave open that possibility.
Of course. I mean, it's got to. I mean,
it's fluid, like you said.
It's fluid, but just I don't know. Just be reasonable to say, yeah, I think you better have it nailed down here pretty quick, right?
Or we catch something clear out of left field.
I've always brought that up. I mean, Mike Riley was out of left field when it happened in 2015.
But who's out of left field? That's the thing. Is Monken out of left field?
No, because his name's been brought up now. His name's been brought up.
Campbell's not out of left field. Dorn's not out of left field. Those are names that are
What about Kyle Whittingham?
You guys are saying Klieman. Whittingham, a little out of left field, but I don't think there's anything there. Now,
I don't either.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's anything.
That's what makes it out of left field.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the point. It's out of left field.
Yeah. So Chryst is out of left field. Hello?
You found the left field, and everyone wants to move the foul line. So that's not in play.
Yeah, there could be a name that has not come up hardly, which would be bizarre because 68 days.
Yep.
You know, but I don't.
Which again would be, I mean, the amount of information they've kept a lid on, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
CSA is that organization out of Charlotte.
Yeah.
That does
Collegiate
it.
Sports Associates.
And I tell you what, they've done a heck of a job at keeping things
quiet.
Under wraps.
Well, so is Trev, and it's not anything that comes out from the other end usually, the other side, not Trev's end. So he's done a great job.
Oh yeah,
but he's got to. He's got to.
Yeah, this is a must. You got to get this one right.
Well, and he's got
to keep
you
people
want
interested.
I think at Nebraska, you want it to look professional. You don't want it to look like a minor league organization.
Or in previous
Right.
administrations, yeah, which was just a circus.
Right. Nobody wants a circus.
No.
No, there's some fans that would prefer a very public
spectacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They some people like that, but if you're I don't know. I just maybe it's an age thing, but at my age, I just prefer something that looks orderly and professional.
What I kind of want to know is
Yeah.
what it looks like when they're having the announcement press conference. Like, remember the atmosphere of Frost and how it just felt like a coronation?
Yeah,
it did.
It did.
It's
really
going to be
did.
real weird when we're sitting in there and it's just like a entirely different coach and it's
Right.
kind of humdrum.
Right.
You know,
And in
It
a
was
way,
sort
I
of
think that's
humdrum.
good.
Yeah, I do.
I
too.
think
I think that would be good.
I think that's a good point.
You know why, Mike? What you just said is spot on. It was over the top.
Oh, it was massively over the
It was
top.
over
I
the
mean, there was
top.
cheerleaders coming out of the
Yeah.
elevator, music being blared,
Yeah.
former players,
Everywhere.
Were you there that
no.
day? I mean, you were obviously there that day.
You had to
He was
be
there that day. Jake, were you?
No.
It was. I have
That was
never
a
been
lot.
around anything like that for an announcement of a coach.
Just watching it was like eerie. It's kind of like, okay, you better win.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and then
And
the tone of that press
party.
conference.
And I think with
Yeah.
this press conference, I think because of us Nebraska fans, we feel and have been snake bitten so many times. I think it's going to be a more reserved approach. And you're always going to have the minority out there. Oh my God. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the stable-minded Husker fan is going to say, glad we got it done. Now let's go to work.
Yeah, and not
And that should be the
not making
mentality.
a coronation.
Don't make it a coronation.
No.
Don't
So
make
that-
it a big spectacle. I'm your coach. Answer a few questions. Get to work.
So the tone of it's going to be fascinating too, because I almost wonder if the questions that get asked are going to be more along the lines of, well, why do you think you're the guy for this place?
Mm.
Versus the last time it was, how are you going to win here?
Right.
Like, we assume you're going to win, but tell us how you're going to do it.
Right. You know,
what is it going to look like? The tone of everything is going to be wildly different.
If you think about it, just that word coronation, in that situation with Frost being relatively new in the business and going into this league, and it's a coronation.
Really celebrating.
We should have known that.
Well, we should have.
Lost in the moment. The clues were all around.
I think the other coaches around the Big Ten going, we're going to show him.
Right. Oh,
Well,
there's no doubt they were. They were.
I don't think anyone would have regarded him as popular.
What do you think Ferentz was saying? What do you think
I agree with you, brother.
What do you think Ferentz was saying over in Iowa?
Rolling his eyes, saying,
Oh,
here we
yeah.
go. Here we go, Nebraska.
They're
Again.
like-
They're going to be us
they're
with
like,
speed. Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Can't wait to beat you more.
Probably just signing another deal to get an extra $5 million if they win 4 games.
Yeah, he's
If you have 6 passing touchdowns, there's an extra $2 million.
I think they need one more.
I think Ferentz was pretty busy worrying about his contract and not what was going on over here in Lincoln.
Yeah, his agent is amazing.
That guy should be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, he's probably going there. All right. The Drive is up next for Mike Schaefer, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. See you.
He is one of the most.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking